damn, that was a hard hit.
Yeah, the heartbreaker.
Kenny, why you looking like?
Kenny, why you looking like Big E? Got screwed out of that fucking title. He had no respect when he was WWE champion at all, and he can't even win the fucking Rumble. Knucklehead Comics Tuesday is fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit. On Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and the father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. It's like not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
No,
Randall Savage.
Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit, and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings, you put it in some sauce, and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk, put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios, vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios is good for your heart. You know what I'm saying?
Results of mass hysteria.
4K, 2K.
What do they think we're imagining all this? Shut up!
Shut up!
Shut up! Put a button on it.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! No, shut up! Shut up! Light doesn't travel that fast.
2 different shots.
It landed.
Fuck it.
So we're saying.
My man look like he ignored it. Fuck it.
Yeah, he just yelled up line like there's no line. Just stand there. Reaction shot.
Who he's gonna shoot with his gun down here like this on his hip?
His foot. Dracula is in that motherfucker. How many people fit in this fucking thing? Yo, 12 people came out of this shit.
You got Keanu in the movie. Why you talking Japanese? Why Keanu? They didn't even take Japanese in the fucking Matrix.
They didn't even take Japanese in the Matrix.
My bad. I'm sorry.
What is your hatred for John Cena?
Yo, when Hulk Hogan takes a rock bottom better than you, there's a problem. There's a problem. My man. All right, so give me the camera.
One rock bottom.
Yo, no, it's more than that. Show, give me the camera. I got the fucking camera. Kenny, I'm gonna have to do it for you. I'm gonna give you the whole spiel. He came out as a prototype. Whatever. You know, he slaps Kurt Angle. Ruthless aggression. I'm not into that. Whatever. He comes out as a rapper. I'm like, okay, all right, I can dig it. You know, he's from Boston, so that's a strike. You know, us New Yorkers, we don't fuck with Boston too much, but you know what? I'll look over that. He's doing his thing. Something original. Some I could, you know, there's something different. It's entertaining. Comes around, and my man has a choice between The Big Show, Kane, or Shawn Michaels. And he gives the most pussiest promo I've ever heard in my life. I will never forgive this. And he's on some, well, you know, I don't want to fight The Big Show because, you know, he's a huge guy, and, you know, you got the big red machine. Who wants to fight him? And Shawn Michaels is a legend. Fuck that, bro. You already beat all these motherfuckers already.
Her return on SmackDown.
Okay.
So I definitely read some rumors about that.
Because for whatever reason, and I don't know Cody's reason, you turn around and go back, and people are gonna be, you destroyed thrones, and you go back? We have been doing this shit for ages, and he still doesn't know how to take it right. Trust me. That's it. I got you. My man, he collapsed with the kick.
That's what I was saying. That's the way he didn't collapse during the sun. It was the kick.
And he's not even in his fucking chair when he gets in this fucking thing. He's not even in his fucking chair.
Yeah, but he thinks, oh!
There he goes.
Both matches without the wrestlers were entertaining.
And on that note, everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads. Signing off. And I'm like, yo, man, this is bullshit. And blah, blah, blah. He's like, hey, man, maybe it's meant for a reason.
Always thought of it like that, bro. You really fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Like, I can't get rid of this thing.
Life was easy. Fuck out my face.
Yeah, well, it was. I expect you to do the bare minimum, because then what's the point?
True. To do that, I went and got one from the aisle, you dumb fuck.
And shut the fuck up and lay low.
You're female, like you could work your charms in certain situations that I wouldn't be able to. You know how much free shit you gotten? She once said word of mama shit. Oh, got him. We understand it's gonna bother you. Some of us went through it. Some of us are gonna go through it. Well, we wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to go that deep with you. You don't really know what you want to share tomorrow.
That not just happened. Did she not miss the Royal Rumble because of that bullshit? And then you ended with, as long as you're with Lily, you're cured. What?
I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right. And I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit! That's right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm ball, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
What's going on, everybody? You just witnessed the new intro for the Knuckleheads and the Knuckleheads podcast. You are live with the toe and the cap, the brightest day in the building. You're here for the Knucklehead Comics. The Knucklehead Comics, and tonight we're talking about the Lantern Corps. Is it Corps or Lantern Corps? What is it?
Corps. I know there's a P in it, but it's like the Marine Corps.
Okay, all right, cool. Because I saw that and I was like, hold on, wait, I know them as Corps. And mama call them Corps, so I'm going to call them Corps. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we got, how many is there? There's a Green Lantern Corps, there's a Sinestro Corps, which was the Yellow Lanterns, the Red Lantern Corps, the Orange Lantern Corps, the Blue Lantern Corps, the Indigo Lantern Corps, the Star Sapphire Lantern Corps, the Black Lantern Corps, the White Lantern Corps, and the Ultraviolet Lantern Corps.
That's 10.
So 10. We got 10 all together. What's up? What's going on, RKH? How you doing, brother? How's everybody doing tonight? It's on a Tuesday. It's a Monday morning on a Tuesday afternoon. You know what I'm saying? Like Billy Joe would like to say. But yeah, man. The one I'm gonna go out of order here. But the one thing I wanted to talk about first was the Orange Lantern Corps. Because it's really not a corps. I don't know if you know this too much, Cap, but there's only one Orange Lantern. Were you aware of that? And I mean, there was only one of two people can carry the ring.
Well, shit, you can't see it on here, but on my notes, I actually have the name and in parentheses the only real one.
Okay, so what's his name?
La Freezy.
Okay.
It's LARFLEEZE. La Freeze. These names I can't fucking pronounce. So.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But yeah, so the crazy thing is that so the orange lantern is green. The orange color is for greed. And do you know the powers of the orange lantern? Like what it could do? So it not only can it suck up the energy from the other lantern rings, it can also duplicate any person or anything that it has destroyed. So potentially he can raise his own army of orange lanterns to fight people. So the Guardians of the Galaxy, not the Galaxy, was it the Protectors of the Galaxy, had to make a deal with him. Be like, yo, we won't fuck with you. Just stay out of Sector 11 or wherever the fuck we're at, and do not move the power battery from its original space. And he's like, all right. But then eventually the truce ended and shit. But my man, like, that's real greed. Only one person. It's like Lord of the Rings, my precious. Only one person, even though there was two of them, because he turned his back on his boy. But there's only one person that's an orange lantern, and he can take the energy from the other lanterns and create his own shit. Like I got his quote here, and it's crazy.
Oh, I forget what it is, but isn't it something like everything that belongs to you is mine and everything is mine? It's something like that where it just repeats everything is mine shit.
So it goes, what's mine is mine, and mine and mine, and mine and mine, and mine, not yours. That's the whole quote. Believe it or not, that's the whole fucking quote. The whole Orange Lantern quote. And is I think it's crazy. My man has a month's and that's not even the most powerful ring. Because I heard that one of the most powerful rings is also one of the most weakest rings. And that's the Blue Lantern ring. But I found it fascinating because I'm listening to the thing and I'm like, oh, there's only one. Like, how is he the whole entire core, but he's one? And then it makes sense. It's greed. He takes everything. Yeah. He can take the powers, and like they had to seriously like bargain with the dude. The Green Lantern Corps was like, yo, we're not gonna fuck with you as long as you stay here and get it. Don't come in our shit. Like that's it almost seemed like when you was telling me how they stopped Thanos during the Infinity Wars or the Infinity Gauntlet series in the comics. They had a reason with him.
Adam Warlock, like reason with him, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy. And if Lar Fleas or something. So this is the guy. That's the Orange Lantern right there. That's crazy.
But if anybody ever played Diablo, he's like the that little fucking treasure goblin.
Oh yeah. He's just running around grabbing shit.
Yep. Dude, what makes the whole Lantern core itself great is that each color represents one part of the totality of what makes up the living existence. So if you're any type of humanoid or any type of alien species or whatever, every color of the lantern represents one aspect of being alive, whether it be willpower, hope, love, fear, anger, greed, death, life, love.
It's crazy because let's go over that because I jumped straight into the Orange Lantern because I was like, yo, this shit to me it's the different one out of all of them. But all right, so the Green Lantern is hope, is willpower. Is willpower because basically each color represents an emotion, right? Is it an emotion or is like an emotional?
They said it's the emotional spectrum, yeah.
Yeah, so the Green Lantern is willpower. The Sinestro Corps is fear. The Red Lantern is rage. Orange Lantern, which we already covered, is greed. And the Blue Lanterns are hope. The Indigo Lantern is compassion. Okay, Starfire Corps is love. Black Lantern is death. The White Lantern is light. The Ultraviolet Lantern. Now that I heard is like the hidden emotions.
So that's the unseen one. That's the one you don't see, and that one is really like self-destruction, self-doubt. It's all the shit that it quite almost literally is all the shit that's underneath the surface when something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like outside you're smiling, but inside shit's going all bananas.
Like like your anger and all the other shit.
Yeah.
That one's crazy.
That one, so far, I've only found that Jon Stewart, who was one of the best Green Lanterns, he got stuck with that ring. And Sinestro got stuck. Well, Sinestro had it and then tricked John into having it.
I heard that Sinestro actually he seeked it out because it had great power to unleash someone. Who's it been trying to unleash?
Probably Parallax.
There you go, Parallax. I don't know why every person to me now is Dormammu. Every person to me now is Dormammu. Now, green is envy.
Green is normally the color of envy, but so the original Green Lantern was Alan Scott, and it was a completely different thing from him. But they essentially what they did was he had the ring and like the lantern and a different set. It wasn't quite the Lantern Corps that we know now, but then they just took that idea and name and shifted it over and made Oa and the Guardians and Hal and all those guys, and then retroactively it was like, oh no, he is a Lantern member. He wasn't just some guy who was called Green Lantern. So I think that's why willpower starts off with green and not jealousy or envy or.
Okay. Well, all right. So the Green Lantern Corps is the first corps to be put together with these rings. Because if I'm not mistaken, it was like what 2 billion years ago that they found energy and they took the Green Lanterns and that's when they became like the police of the galaxy or something.
Yeah. That was the original one. And that notable members, like I said, Hal Jordan, who's the most well-known one. Jon Stewart, who's probably the best one. Kyle Reiner, who became the ultimate Green Lantern. You got Guy Gardner, who's the biggest fucking jackass in the world. Alan Scott, as I said, is the original. And you got I think Simon Baz. He's one of the new ones. He's a pretty cool character. And Jessica Cruz. Those are the more notable ones. Along with, Kilowog, the big warthog looking dude. You got other names that nobody knows of, Abin Sur and shit like that.
Yeah, well, there's one that is actually in another language. I forgot which one was it. Indigo? Yes, Indigo. Their quote is actually written in another language, so it had to be translated. And they were talking about Abin Sur. Because was Abin Sur like one of the original Indigo Lanterns?
No, so Abin Sur, he's the lantern that died, that the ring went to Hal Jordan.
Okay.
So that's all these other, the Green Lantern Corps, I know a little bit. I know probably the most about. The other ones are like relatively new within the last 15 years, maybe 20, depending on some other shit.
Yeah.
Because it's really busy, the Green Lantern and then Sinestro by himself before he started the whole Sinestro Corps.
Okay.
Everyone knows Sinestro was a lantern. Didn't like the way they did shit and thought he can get more out of fear than willpower.
Yeah, because isn't fear a stronger ring, or it can be?
Well, it's definitely a stronger emotion. But that's the thing that makes the Green Lantern and the the Sinestro Corps good good enemies, is because it's that perpetual battle. What's stronger, your fear or your willpower?
Yeah.
Is your fear going to stop you from something, or are you going to will yourself through it? And that battle is always, that dichotomy is always what makes that battle so good.
It's like in line between love and hate. Fear and will.
Plus, they had to come up with a good reason for why, like in the early 80s, the color yellow was a weakness of the Green Lantern.
No, but it makes sense, though. It makes sense. Speaking of, all right, the Indigo Lanterns. Now, their powers come from a staff, but they also have a ring. And the Indigo is compassion.
Yeah, those weird, man, because their planet is, what is it? NOK? I don't know how you say that.
Knock? Is it knock?
Probably. And they're called proselytes. Proselytes? They're not like, they're weird fucking creatures that are alive. It's not like you can fucking, it's not like humanoid, I don't think.
Yeah. All right, so the it's an emotional electromagnetic spectrum. That's where all these people get their powers from. I'm trying to see over here the original. So they're chosen from amongst the universe's greatest sociopaths to rehabilitate them. So these guys are not full of compassion. They're chosen to rehabilitate them. They're a tribe of wonder.
So they're chosen to learn compassion.
Yes.
As opposed to be compassionate.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. That's crazy.
Yeah. Some of these things, man.
Yeah.
So Batman should at one point become an Indigo Lantern. If they're only picking sociopaths.
Yeah, he might know compassion. He just doesn't practice it.
You know what's funny? The one lantern ring that. So all the lantern rings, right? Out of all of them, the Sinestro Corps one, that ring loves Batman.
The fear?
Yeah. Anytime like one of the rings gets loose and has to find a new hose, fucking Batman. Batman's been part of the Sinestro Corps before.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And he just took it off and said, I don't need this.
Something like that. I think it took a little bit more to convince him or to stop him, but
Jesus, that's crazy.
Because at one point they were all
So another thing, the Indigo Lanterns were actually a group created by Abing Sur. Oh shit, okay. The Batman Yellow Sinestro Corps. Yeah. That's actually pretty dope. So the Indigo Lanterns were created by Abing Sur to help him defeat the Guardians of the Universe in an event that they turn evil. They're the Batman of the Lanterns.
Yo, so his plan is if Oa ever turns evil and sends the lanterns out, the only way to stop him is to get the most, as you like to say, psychopathic motherfuckers.
Word.
To go stop these guys.
Word. So their quote is in sorrowful days, in misfortune of night, we help those who need our might. With the lantern power of Abing Sur, we rid your mercies with compassion and might. And that one had to be translated because it was in the language of Knock.
So yeah, of course it had to be translated. I can't see Victor Zsasz putting on a fucking Indigo Lantern ring and trying to be helpful.
Yeah. Oh, did you know? Going back to the Orange Lantern. Hold up. There was the Orange Lanterns are kind of like the Sith Lords. There's only two, but there's like only one. But there was one time where Lex Luthor was the fucking Orange Lantern.
That makes sense.
I think it was in The Darkest Night. comic run, but he was an Orange Lantern. That's crazy. That's one thing that I kind of like about DC is how they cross over everybody. Whereas like this represents this, and you like, well, Batman is like he uses fear, for whatever. But don't know, Batman was a fucking Sinestro shit. Lex Luthor's greedy with knowledge and power and all that. No, he was an Orange Lantern. like they cross over. Like it's one big universe where Marvel's one big universe, but you don't really see too much of people earning power. Like you don't see Captain America as a Nova Corps. You know what I'm saying?
Funny you mentioned that.
Good.
Oh no, your video on my end here, you were still moving and I didn't hear anything. So I think the video is behind the audio on my end.
I was still talking about.
Yeah, it's good now. But
okay.
Funny you mentioned that Captain America was actually part of the Phoenix Force.
Okay.
So Marvel does do shit like that. But it's they don't do it as often because they don't have anything like the Green Lantern Corps. Everybody says the Nova Corps is similar, but the Nova Corps is like legit a fucking police force. It's not it's not broken up into different colors and different things. It's just these people on Oa, I'm not on Oa, on Xandar. They fucking protect the galaxy.
Okay. So yeah, all right. So it's not a.
Yeah, there's not a 1-for-1 comparison.
Yeah.
But so Captain America, just to go off on that thing there, Captain America has been part of the Phoenix Force. When they did the event with Venom trying to stop his god, Null, everybody was what do you call it? Everybody got a symbiote. There was a Venom Hulk. There was a Venom Ghost Rider. So I mean, shit does cross over like that. But like I said, on a lesser scale.
No, I hear you. It's almost like the DC universe knows. You know how in Marvel it's almost like the Hulk doesn't know about Ghost Rider until there's a big event and they need to cross paths. Like I feel like in a fucking Batman comic book, you see a green fucking line go past the thing, and that's Green Lantern, and you read his shit, and he had to go to Gotham to interrogate somebody that no one knew about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I feel like everything is interconnected with that. That's actually kind of cool. So, the next. Okay, good.
No, I was gonna say DC does a little bit better job of like their events actually do affect everybody else. So like Crisis on Infinite Earth, everybody knew shit. The Brightest Day, Darkest Night saga, most of the people were fucking died and became Black Lanterns. I think Flash and Superboy became Blue Lanterns. Like so.
Yeah.
In their own events, they do a better job of everybody retains the knowledge of what happened.
Yeah.
For Marvel, it's a little bit like, hey, do you remember when we did this? No? Cool. See you next time it happens.
We're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
So the next one we talk about is the Star Sapphire Force. Now, this one is primarily women.
Yeah, so this one is by Star Sapphire herself, Carol Ferris, who is the original love interest of Hal Jordan.
Okay.
And then he was a little bit of a dick to her, and that caused the separation. And she's her own fucking person now.
So did she give the power to everybody else? Is she like the battery?
I don't know if she's the battery, but she's the main one because it's like the Sinestro Corps. She's the one who started it.
Okay. Because all right, so prior to the creation of the Lantern Corps, the Zamarons, female counterparts of the Guardians, would sometimes empower one woman as Star Sapphire to battle Green Lantern. The greatest champion is Carl Ferris. The original Star Sapphire, the Star Sapphire Corps was created, but yeah. So they basically give up their power to empower her. Is that what they're saying?
And originally, yeah, there was only one.
All right, and then she just came down, and this is the power of love, the Sapphire.
Yeah. Which is weird to think that you give one person the power to fight a Green Lantern. But then again, like I said, every aspect of here works perfectly well with everything else.
Yeah.
You know, love versus hope, hope versus greed, willpower versus fear, death versus light. You know, every rage versus whatever you want to put, everything bounces off so well with each other.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. They keep all right. So they mentioned as Star Sapphire, she battled the Green Lantern for many years because the Zamarians wanted to prove that men were inferior. When she first defeated the Green Lantern, they took away her memory of the event, but the persona keeps resurfacing. So when Hal Jordan becomes the Spectre, he removes the Star Sapphire's persona from Ferris. So he has to do it because they want to prove that men are inferior to women. So she keeps attacking the Green Lantern.
Well, he did it to, so that's what their Guardians wanted to do, the Zamarians, but he tried to save her because, like I said, that was his love interest.
Yeah,
that's what he was trying to save her by trying to take it out and separate it. Because when you pick Carol Ferris and she knows Hal Jordan, that's a fucking fight. Because you're like, Hal's like, yo, I don't want to fight you. I know you. And she's like, oh, I could kick your ass because I know you.
yeah. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. I'm trying to see if there were any men that were Violet Lanterns. Outside of a few instances where men wielded the violet light for a short amount of time, such as White Lantern, Kal Reiner, or even the hot-headed Guy Gardner. Another male member of the Green Lantern Corps was the first to officially be abducted into the Violet Lantern Corps, and it's none other than the Green Lantern. But I gotta fucking open this shit like a. Dude, it sucks because they give you the little shit, and then you gotta fucking go find it again.
Well, while you're reading that, I know Kyle Reiner had it because at one point he took control of all the lanterns.
Yeah, the White Lantern.
He took every color. Guy Gardner having it, that's weird as shit. Because that motherfucker, I don't know why anybody would. I don't even know why he's a Green Lantern, let alone getting any other fucking rings.
Jon Stewart. He was the Green Lantern that was officially inducted into the Violet Lantern Corps.
See, that makes more sense. Because out of everyone, that's the one you'd. Jon Stewart is the one you'd probably pick. He's the most reliable out of them all.
So was Guy Gardner ever a White Lantern?
Not really sure, because the White Lanterns, the only one I found of note was Kyle Reiner. So there might have been a thing where he might have like temporarily gave everybody a little boost to become White Lanterns to stop the Black Lanterns. So he might have been for a short time, but Kyle Reiner is the White Lantern. Like a Pro mentioned before, or I don't know if it was Pro, but somebody mentioned the Power Ranger.
Yeah, that was
RKH.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the White Ranger.
And the all right. So the quote for the Sapphire lanterns is for hearts long last and full of fright, for those alone in blackest night, accept our ring and join our fight. Love conquers all with violet light.
That's pretty cool. That was
Yeah.
good.
What's going on, George? What up, bro? Yeah, it's crazy that you read that and it's like love conquers all, but men are inferior to women, and we gotta kill the Green Lanterns. It's like, wait a minute. Yo, so all right, you mentioned the White Lanterns. If you want to talk about them now, we can. I know the White Lanterns were created by the shit. What was his name? The thing who made everybody in DC. I know it's not the one above all because that's Marvel.
Yeah,
the created
their god's name is weird.
Yeah, well,
because they got so many new gods and old gods and all different types of shit. And surprisingly, unlike Marvel, he's not as prevalent.
I think the entity. I think that's the name of his name, the entity. So what was it? Hal Jordan or was it
Kyle Reiner?
Kyle Reiner.
Yeah, because Kyle Reiner became like the fucking Green Lantern Supreme, where like he was the Lantern. And then something else happened, and he Hal became Parallax, so Kyle had to stop him. Then for a short period of time, Kyle Reiner became Parallax, but he was good. He didn't turn evil like Hal did. And then when the Blackest Day and all that shit happened, he had to take all the powers of every lantern that was available, all the colors, to stop the fucking Black Lantern.
Yeah, because that's why the entity gave it to him. Because the Black Lanterns are death, pretty much.
Yeah.
And all right, so the White Lantern is a mixture of every single color spectrum, even death, or death is not a color, right?
No, death is the opposite.
Okay, so all right, yeah. So I mean that. So he uses everybody. He can bestow the White Lantern on people. Because I'm seeing the Flash was White Lantern.
Like I
Superman.
Like I said, he probably needed help to fight the Black Lanterns because Black Hand and Necron.
Yeah.
What those guys do, you can't fight them alone. You need help. They're essentially necromancers. They raise the dead. They can make people dead. Black Hand touches you and you die.
Yeah. And he killed himself. Well, we'll talk about him when we get to the Black Lanterns, but he killed himself to become a Black Lantern pretty much. But so the White Lanterns can bring you back to life, right?
I believe so.
Because I know it bring back Aquaman and Hawkman and some other people. They bring them back to life for the New 52.
Yeah.
Because like you said, the entity gave the White Lantern his power, and the entity created everything in DC.
Yeah, I honestly think there's a caveat to it though. Like you can't just bring everybody. Some people have to stay dead. But I think the caveat is popular comic book characters that with ongoing titles had to be brought back.
Yeah.
Because Lord forbid in a comic we actually keep somebody dead and actually move forward with a brand new fucking idea.
Right, but hey, man, fuck it, it's working.
Is it?
I mean,
comic sales is down across the board.
Well, it's because people don't read anymore. True. Shit, if you make comic books more like comic shows, then that should be dope. Imagine you take the artist and you draw a comic book run like The Darkest Night into a comic book series or like a cartoon series.
Oh, like a motion comic book?
Yeah, or just like HBO does it, and it's a cartoon or some shit. I think that'd be kind of dope. To be able to see it, yeah.
You probably have to change a lot of shit though.
That's true. Yeah, so the White Lantern Corps was just created to fight the Black Lantern. Once they defeat them, they don't use them no more.
Yeah. But I mean, why would you need him around if the threat, if his one job is no longer around?
True. And this one, the quote for the White Lantern is kind of like the green one. Like in brightest day and darkest night, let my ring shine the brightest light. When evil comes, I will join the fight. The power of the White Lanterns is the strongest might. A lot of them have the same monikers, pretty much.
Because they're all birthed from that original Green Lantern idea.
Yeah.
So they all have to have the same relative use to it.
True. I mean, they're all Lantern Corps, and they're supposed to be doing something. They all have their own purpose, but they're pretty much modeled out of the Green Lanterns, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, they have to be inspiring to the people who hear them, because you can't just be like, "Hey, we're the White Lanterns. We're gonna do some things sometimes. We might win. You want to come?" Like you can't have something that's not inspiring or like questionable as to why the fuck would I put this ring on?
Yeah. Just like the Blue Lantern quote unofficially is you say you could, but boy, I hope you would. It's like the politicians. Nah, yeah, I hear you. That's true. There's a lot. It's more like instead of a quote, it's almost like calls to action.
Yes.
You know, it's like, yo, everybody, it's the darkest day and brightest night. You know, we need some willpower for this fight. You know. So the Black Lanterns, since we went to the white ones, the Black Lanterns are the opposite of the White Lanterns. They're death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that they exist only to destroy and kill.
Now, how did they come to be?
That's a question that I used to know the answer to. And it's been so long since I read that comic. Because I've read that the Brightest Day, Darkest Night ship when I was in the Navy. And it's been so long. But I know that like Black Hand was obsessed with trying to kill people. Like I said, his power, he's literal death. He could touch you and you die. Like whatever he touches starts dying and decaying. So he probably just wanted to get rid of the Green Lantern Corps. And then because I know in that comic, he killed Batman, he killed Superman, he killed the Flash. Because I know those three definitely were Black Lanterns for a little bit. Because he killed them and then raised them as his own army.
Yeah, apparently Wonder Woman was a Black Lantern. Yeah, but that's crazy. So the representative entity of Necron.
Yeah.
And then
Necron is like their champion, but Black Hand is the dude who started that shit.
It's a leader. And he felt the death power in him and actually killed himself to be a Black Lantern.
You see what the Lanterns can do.
Yeah. No.
He wanted to be one, so.
Yeah, and their power rings reanimate corpses to become intelligent zombies who feed on the intense emotions that only the living produce.
Yeah, so I don't know which one came first. Because either this was the response to Marvel Zombies, or Marvel Zombies was the response to this.
Yeah. They have an immunity to magic. And they can resurrect any dead character they choose.
The motherfucker's not alive, so of course magic don't work on him.
Nah, that's true.
That's got to be the only time Superman was not susceptible to magic.
Yo, look at this shit. It goes. I was just looking at it. It goes. Was Batman Batman a Black Lantern? It says though the corpse that Necron transformed into Black Lantern Batman didn't really belong to Bruce Wayne. It is the events of Final Crisis and Batman's journey through time that eventually led him to becoming the greatest Black Lantern of all.
Oh yeah. So about that. So you remember how you know how Captain America died, right?
Yeah.
When Captain America died, his conscience was actually stored in the cosmic cube. And Cap was like reliving memories and trying to fight through all of his old memories to get back to his body, because the Red Skull was trying to transfer his consciousness into Cap's body. When Batman died, DC did a story like a couple years later where Batman died. And Batman, instead of being dead, this motherfucker literally had to go through time. So he was Batman with the fucking dinosaurs. He was Batman in the fucking Renaissance. He was Batman as a pirate. He was Batman as a fucking as a caveman. Like he went through literal time to catch up with everybody before he came back to life. So that's what that whole thing is, where it was a Batman, but not the Batman, because he was fighting his way back.
So was it a Black Lantern Batman that was doing this, or
it's one of those yes and no things where perfect example. You remember the NWO Sting?
Yes.
It's like that. Like, was Sting doing it? Yes. A man called Sting in face paint did it. But was it Steve Barton? No.
So, all right. So you have Necron, the Spectre, the Anti-Monitor, Superman, Hal Jordan, Martian Manhunter, Deadstorm, and Reverse Flash are some of the strongest Black Lanterns.
Yeah, because I think they got to retain their own powers as well as whatever the ring gave them. So you have Superman, who now is completely unleashed because he's a fucking zombie. And he's not held back by any limitations of his own morality. Because believe it or not, in a scientific state, that's why zombies are stronger than us, even though they're dead. Is they're not held back by the same fears that we are. So you know when you lift something heavy, you're like, oh no, I got to put it down because I don't think I can do it.
Yeah.
A zombie doesn't have the capacity to think that way, so it's just gonna pick it up. And as long as the muscles stay together, it'll fucking do it. So now you take Superman and you take out his moral compass, you take out his ability to hold back a punch if he needs to, and you just set it free.
Disintegration.
Yeah.
Damn. And then, all right, so the Black Lantern's quote is, "The blackest night falls from the skies. The darkest grows as all light dies. We crave our hearts and your demise. My black hand, the dead shall rise. By black hand, the dead shall rise." It's like some poetry shit. Yeah. That one wasn't a call to war. That one was you're dead.
That one was a declaration that Black Hand is gonna kill everybody and raise them up as his own army.
Yeah, that one was a fucking. Dude, that was like a eulogy.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the death one passed. Now, Rage, the Red Lantern Corps. I hear this one is the most difficult to control.
Yeah, as Rage is the most difficult emotion to get a hold of. The only one I know about this is well, they have some dude named the Butcher, who's their champion.
Yeah.
But I can't fucking say these names, man. I swear to God. Atrocious. He's
Yeah, it
he's
looks
the
like
main
that.
guy. I don't know if you can pull a pickup.
He almost looks like what's his name?
Yeah.
Not fucking Doomsday, not Doomsday. Darkseid.
Darkseid, yeah.
Or Darkseid.
Yeah. He's the most well-known Red Lantern. And this dude is a fucking beast.
So what does he do? Like, where does he?
I don't know too much about the Red Lantern. The Red Lanterns are one of the ones that, like, they came up, but because it's only him or maybe one, like, there's probably more now.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was only like one or two people.
The Red Lanterns.
Reading them.
The Red Lanterns are chosen from the angriest scientists in the universe.
That motherfucker's a scientist?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He's the fucking Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk's definitely a fucking Red Lantern.
Okay, so the founder and leader of the Red Lantern Corps, Artorius, whatever the fuck you call them, is by far the most powerful of all the Red Lanterns. After the former psychologist survived the massacre of his people at the hand of the Red Lanterns, Artorius became a criminal who fought against the Guardians of the Universe. It doesn't say he's a scientist, but maybe he just takes the science.
No, they just said he was a psychiatrist.
Oh yeah, all right, yeah, makes sense.
Yo, you take somebody who knows the psyche of people, dude. Like I said, man, you take anybody and
Superman
you give
Prime,
you make him evil, and then you make him smart. That's probably the worst combination to try to fight.
Yo, I'm sorry, but Superman sucks at resisting lanterns. Superman Prime was a fucking Red Lantern.
Dude, Superman Prime is. I think he's not a good guy. Or he's not a good person, I should say.
Yeah, the Red Lanterns were no. All right, it wasn't until DC Comics comic event Blackest Night that some of the major DC heroes found themselves with some Lantern Corps rings of their own. The Red Lantern Corps were no different, as several heroes were forced to wear the rings in order to survive the Black Lantern Corps. Villain also got Red Lantern rings, including the well-known Superman Prime, also known as Superboy Prime. When the Black Lantern's rings tried to turn him into a villainous Black Lantern, the rage burned inside him so deeply that the Red Lantern ring destroyed the Black Lantern ring, making him a temporary Red Lantern. Shit. Hal Jordan was a Red Lantern?
Yo, Hal Jordan's supposed to be like the top cop over there at the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
But not only did he become a Red Lantern, he became Parallax. Parallax is like the greatest evil that the Lanterns can face. And he became Parallax. Not Parallax took over him. He became, like, he defeated and then became Parallax. And everybody had to try to fucking fight him and stop him. That's how he died and then became Spectre.
Shit. So also Kyle Rayner was a Red Lantern, but that was because he was a White Lantern.
Yeah. That doesn't count. He had all of them.
Yeah, but I mean, right now he's the top 5 most powerful Red Lanterns. Supergirl is number 3 on this list.
I'm surprised to see Supergirl on the list of Red Lanterns.
All right, so she found herself becoming a Red Lantern for a while after her grief and rage at her past losses became out of control and she was taken over by the Red Lantern ring. After being captured by the Green Lanterns in her rage state, Supergirl was purified in the Blood Lake and given back her sanity. She worked under the Guy Gardner's Red Lantern Corps, but eventually was able to rid herself of the ring and survive, unlike others. Guy Gardner's number 2.
Yeah, that dude's a piece of shit. Of course, he was a fucking Red Lantern.
It goes, one of the toughest and most hard-headed members of the Green Lantern Corps was Guy Gardner. Guy's inner rage boils over after the presumed death of his friend Kyle Rayner in the comics, leading the Red Lantern's vice ring, taking Guy over.
So you see a lot of the yellow, orange, red, and black.
Yeah.
Unlike the other lanterns where you're either given it or like green, you have to be worthy of it. The other ones find you in your weakest moments. And almost kind of like trick you into wearing them.
It's like, oh, you're rage? I'm rage. It's almost like you ever seen Big Mouth, the Homo Monsters? Like when you feel a little shame, the shame monster comes. Yes, you are a piece of shit because you wanted to look up the girl's skirt. It's kind of like that. It's like, oh yeah, be strong.
Yeah.
Hate them. Do it. So, all right. I was gonna ask the question, but I know the answer already. But here goes the quote for the Red Lantern Corps: "With blood and rage of crimson red, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead, together with our hellish hate, we will burn you all. That is your fate."
Yo, that's a fucking badass quote. There.
Yeah. Oh, so one other thing. Yeah.
If that doesn't say rage.
One other thing that they mentioned here, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead. Most of the Red Lanterns were like summoned to be Red Lanterns through the rage of them losing someone.
Yeah.
Like someone fresh. Yeah.
When are you at your most rageful?
I mean, if you don't give me if you give me a paper straw, yeah, somebody passes. No, that's true. Yeah.
Or if the boss's health bar is down to 1 hit, and you get fucking stuck in a corner with an unblockable fucking combo in Elden Ring.
Yeah, right. You get mollywopped
real quick.
You get mollywopped by a fucking cocksucker.
or when the little fucking small enemy that you've beaten 150 fucking times shows up and you weren't even paying attention and murked you in one shot.
Yeah, like a little bitch. Shit, motherfuckers. Then you know rage. But speaking of rage, we will go on to the fear one, Sinestro Corps, the Yellow Lanterns. Yo, so Sinestro was he one of the greatest Green Lanterns also, or?
Yeah, him and so Asaba Nur was like the top cop. Sinestro was right under him at one point, and then Sinestro got fed up with how everything was running and how things were being done, and he went out and founded his own shit because he couldn't deal with it no more. Because despite the fact that like the Green Lanterns are inherently good, and Oa and all those and the Guardians are good,
yeah,
some of the practices are a little bit like, it's almost like in real life. Like the entity itself overall might be good, but things within it are like, God, why the hell are we doing this? But I mean, that's just good writing to make conflict within the organization that you're supposed to uphold.
Oh yeah. So was he a better Green Lantern than Hal Jordan and Kyle Rayner and Guy Gardner and all those?
Better than Hal? He before he left, yeah, he was better than Hal. Better than Guy Gardner, definitely. Not better than Jon Stewart, because Jon Stewart is, like I said, Mr. Reliable. He's the guy you want. And not better than Kyle, because Kyle just became he just became the ultimate lantern.
Yeah. So they choose the ring chooses they choose people who have the ability to inspire great fear in others. That's why you said Batman was the favorite, because Batman is ran off fear.
Yeah, that's his whole deal. Is can you imagine if Batman had a fear of like cotton balls or something?
Word.
He was Cotton Man.
What's going on, show?
What's up, brother?
Chilling, man. We just talking about the Sinestro Corp with the lanterns. That's the yellow one. Goes off fear.
Who has a cerebral? Who? The cerebral assassin?
Yeah. With Sinestro. So Sinestro was one of the Green Lanterns, and he turned into a Yellow Lantern and took over and made his own corpse. Made his own corporation with the yellow ring. So now it's called the Sinestro Corps.
Dope. Is he stronger than all of them? Because y'all told me the strongest one was the green one.
Actually, the strongest one is the blue one, but the green one is the original.
Well, I think the strongest emotion is the blue one, but I don't think the ring itself is.
No, it is.
It is that powerful?
Because all right, let me get to the
I know
quote
this is your
yeah. All right, so let me get to the quote. Yeah. So in blackest day and brightest night, beware your fears made into light. Let those who try to stop what's right burn like my power, Sinestro's might. That one's like a cola.
But you see that dichotomy of his thinking. Let those who try to stop what's right. He's not inherently trying to inherently evil. He's just doing what he thinks is right in the completely wrong way.
Yeah.
From a certain perspective. Sure, what do you got to say about it?
To be honest with you, oh man, I wish I knew what the fuck y'all was talking about sometimes. Yo, you know it's like when you hear people talk about like physics, and you like, man, y'all know what the fuck y'all talking about. I wish I knew. Oh man. But little by little, man, I appreciate y'all. Little by little, y'all keep giving me tidbits. But to answer your question, I don't know shit, Cap. I don't have nothing to say.
But hey, man,
you don't know that an object stays in motion until a force acts upon it that is equal and opposite to its fucking. You don't know that?
Okay, so an object. An inanimate an adamant
inanimate.
I quit.
And magnetic adamant inanimate.
Anemone.
Yeah.
Listen.
Anemones.
Okay, so an object that's not necessarily alive.
Uh-huh.
You were saying.
See, that sounds a lot better. See, that sounds. Why don't I use that instead of inanimate? That sounds better. You
finally said it right.
Yeah. Thank you, Cap. You made my brain fucking function right. Appreciate you.
There you go. That's what we're here for.
All right. So now complete the thought.
Complete the thought. Yeah, the object is inanimate. I agree.
There you go. We got an agreement here, baby. Show finally agrees with Cap.
Yo, I didn't even understand what he said. He said the object flew to the left and the oracle caught it.
This was your
English.
You was talking.
Yeah, Show was 100% adamant that the inanimate object is
adamant. All right. So, Blue Lantern. That's
Let's
a
get to the
perfect
main
segue.
event.
Yeah, that's a perfect segue to the Blue Lantern.
This is your.
I'm saving
your
the Green
private
Lantern
joke.
for the main.
No, I mean we've already discussed most of the green shit.
Well, we can get to more, but the Blue Lantern is considered one of the strongest and can be the weakest at sometimes. But the Blue Lantern is the strongest because it can drain the yellow power from like Sinestro. It could drain the power from there and use it, and it suppresses the red and orange lanterns. The thing is, it cannot reach its full potential unless it's near a Green Lantern.
You know why that is?
Because hope and will go hand in hand.
Yeah, because you can have hope. So this is why it does what it does, right? Because if you have hope, you can make fear subside. If you have hope, there's no need for anger or greed. But if you don't have the willpower to use that hope and to overcome, hope is just a fucking word.
Yeah, and the crazy shit is it's the most difficult to master because it needs to be it needs to be near the Green Lanterns, but also it's been known that once you start to lose any amount of hope as a wielder, the ring will come off of you and go to someone else. You're no longer worthy of the Blue Lantern. That's like you have to be hopeful 100% of the time. And as you know, the reason why they got it is because somebody was so hopeful that he would climb up the mountain to save his planet, and he used the hope to save the planet to turn everybody else into the shit to actually save his planet, and that's how he got the power of the ring. But yeah, it's crazy because like you suppress rage and greed, and you can drain fear. That makes it very because the only other ring that I heard can do that shit is the white ring. What's going on, La Flaca? Or as everybody likes to call it, La Cox. No, but no, but yeah. We know Superboy was a Blue Lantern.
Flash, I think, was a Blue Lantern.
I did not know that. Wow.
Huh?
I said I did not know that the Flash was a lantern.
Yeah. So at one point, a lot of DC heroes were a lot of different kind of lanterns because they were doing a storyline, and it was a necessity.
No. My question: all this stuff y'all talk about, is it represented somewhere? Like, is there a movie that explains all this, the levels, and breaks it down?
I got this one too. So, there are things called comic books. It
you know I can't read.
Paper that's it's written down. It's pictures. You don't even have to read. They're pretty little pictures, all in color. You can pick them up, and they depict the story of what we're talking about, and nice little panels that you can just follow along. Yeah, because contrary to popular belief, we're not just making this stuff up on air.
No.
I mean, they're making this shit up when they make the movies.
I can tell you're not making it up, bro. Y'all sound too proper. Especially when y'all speaking about this. You could tell when somebody don't know shit. Y'all motherfuckers. Y'all know if you mix the blue lantern ring with the green one, you get a Power Ranger. Y'all know this shit. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all been doing y'all homework. Don't mind Toe, he's reading. He'll react later.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's true.
I know my brother.
I'm over here trying to. All right, so I'm trying to get the 10 most powerful Blue Lanterns.
What's the Blue Lantern quote?
The Blue Lantern quote is, "In fearful day, In raging night, with strong hearts full, our souls ignite. When all seems lost in the war of light, look to the stars for hope. For hope burns bright.
Cap has said this quote off of his mind.
No. I say the Green Lantern one all the time. This is Vin's or Toe Tag's lantern.
Okay. I thought I was gonna say it sounds familiar. I've heard you say something like that.
Now the one that you've heard me say in brightest day and darkest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power.
Green Lantern's
might.
You know what's crazy? Here's another thing. So you got the Blue Lantern ring right here.
Dope.
And then Cap got the Green Lantern ring. And so the Blue Lantern can't reach his full potential unless he's near a Green Lantern.
Yeah, that's dope.
But the Blue Lantern can also power up a Green Lantern and overcharge his ring to make him even stronger.
So basically, the Green Lantern always wants a Blue Lantern next to him, but they want
them together. So here's the thing: Green Lantern can go on himself and be at his full potential. A Blue Lantern can't. He needs a Green Lantern around him to be at his full potential. But a Blue Lantern can make a Green Lantern stronger.
So basically, I need you and you need me. So stick around me. Matter of fact, I'm gonna save you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep you alive because I need you, bro.
Yeah. So basically, it's like, I always need you with me, but he only needs me at his like to be once in a while, pretty much.
The Green Lantern is Michael Jordan, and the Blue Lantern is Scottie Pippen. I get it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I got you.
But then they also say that the Blue Lantern has one of the strongest powers because it has healing capabilities. It can draw power from the Yellow Lantern, nullify the red and the orange, and give power to the green. But then the weakness is it's hard to control. You lose hope. You lose the power of the ring. They're saying it's more of a church than a police. Because while the Blue Lantern Corps is intended to help others and preserve hope throughout the universe, their culture isn't that of a police force like the Green Lanterns. The Blue are more of a church, which is why their leader is called Saint Walker. And the other corpsmen are referred to as brothers and sisters. They maintain a peaceful attitude and bear nothing but goodwill for all living beings. That's why I'm a perfect Blue Lantern.
See, you answered my next question. I was gonna say if you were able to choose one, I already know your brothers.
Shit,
I'm strong with that willpower, man.
Which one would you say I would be? Which lantern?
Red.
Red?
Really? Yeah. I thought he would have been green. I know Toad would want to go off by himself. You don't want to be, he doesn't mind being with somebody, but he doesn't want to depend on them.
No, I think his you've seen him on the podcast. His rageful fuck John Cena and all of his shit he does is stronger than his will.
No, but that's all through hope. I'm suppressing my rage and I'm shouting out hope that they'll get rid of John Cena and that he'll fucking fall into a ditch. I'm hoping that the WWE would get fucking Damian Priest the fuck out of here. I'm hoping that LaFlaca's supervisor will get the fuck out of here and shut the fuck up.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all hope. That's what it is.
See the difference.
Yeah, if it was rage, it would have been a little bit of, it wouldn't have been a cup of coffee with rage. You're like, I hope I have a cup of coffee somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But I would have said orange, but orange is greed, and everybody know I'm not greedy.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're greedy at all.
I never see you be greedy. Like I said, I was just going by by the description. Like I don't, like I said, I know you to be independent. You don't mind getting the help, but you definitely would be tight if you depended on another ring. Yo, my man.
Yeah, that's
sure.
true.
Like, I honestly think, sure, that you'd be a Blue Lantern.
Me too. I work well with partners.
Like, just hopeful all the fucking time.
Yeah, I agree.
Optimistically hopeful.
Yep, it's annoying to people sometimes.
And the crazy shit is, people say that they love me on the shows, but when the show's there, he adds more to it. So he'd be like a Blue Lantern, adding more power to the green, and I'll be giving him his shit. So there you go.
Or he'd be the Blue Lantern suppressing your Red Lantern rage and letting you actually, work properly.
There you go.
So either way.
Listen, I wear 2 rings. Okay.
What about an Indigo Lantern? I'm not compassionate.
No.
He said no. Damn, you didn't even think about it. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would have said no too.
No, you know why? You know why I said that? Because what do you call it? When I was my last week or something like that before I left the job I had, I was like, yo, if they give me an overtime, I'll do it because fuck it, I'll use the extra money on my way out. Toe Tax is like, nah, fuck them, man. You don't know shit. Just leave. I don't even know why you gave them a week. Just walk the fuck out.
Yeah, because I hope that they will get the fucking picture. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hope that they'll get the fucking picture that the only guy that they got working for them is about to fucking leave, cocksuckers.
Fuck out of here. It's coming from the man that took that guy's ladder out of his car. Fuck out of here, Duke. I'm done. Right at his job, my man Toad took that ladder out. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
The fuck.
Oh, you think I'm bitch? Nah. Right in the mall. Pick up 2 parking spots. Yo, pick up your shit. Pick up your shit. And when I get my check, I better see your fucking son there too. I guess he wasn't there. He wasn't there.
Hell nah. His father made sure he wasn't there.
Red Lantern, ladies and gentlemen.
No, that's love. That's Star Sapphire Lantern right there. That's love. I would have took all of my love. They would have put all the power of the love into me as their champion, and I would have fucked them up.
Fucked them up with love.
I hoped he was there. I hope
you're
that
thinking
he
of,
was there. Look, you see the power.
You're thinking of Dragon Ball Z and World 4, Universe 4, with all their love power.
My man Toad, he would have fucked them up. I hope you was there. I was gonna use your ladder on you. Bang.
Word.
It would have been an impromptu ladder match.
Yes, sir. Yo, can you have more than 1 ring? Before I forget my question.
So so like Kyle Reiner, as we discussed earlier, was the White Lantern, where he took the power of multiple lanterns in order to stop the Black Lantern. So in certain cases you can, but generally speaking, you have just one.
Okay.
So get this. Yeah, so get this. While Kyle Renner was personally chosen by the Gauntlet to be the Green Lantern in the beginning, and so the Blue Lantern ring was an easy fit when he put on one during the War of the Green Lanterns. This was when Parallax infected the Green Lantern's central power battery, and Kyle, Guy Gardner, and Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan were forced to give up their Green Lantern rings in favor of other colors. Before that, the Flash, aka Barry Allen, put on the blue power ring. This happened during the Blackest Night, and Hal Jordan discovered that combining lantern colors was the one surefire way to kill a reanimated Black Lantern, as such as Hal and his allies on Earth manifested copies of each of their Lantern Corp rings, and Barry received the Blue Lantern ring from Saint Walker.
I'm telling you, you got to read the Blackest Night, the Brightest Day, Darkest Night series, that whole run. It's in graphic novel form, so you can just pick up one and read the whole thing. It's probably one of the best stories told about the Lantern Corps.
They have an elephant. They literally have an elephant.
They got an elephant.
Yeah.
Wait, like an elephant person or an elephant animal?
Like a
Paxodon?
This guy.
Yeah, Paxodon. All right.
Whatever he said. I had 2 of those as pets.
You know what it is? Yeah, that it's a megalodon.
They be using some incredible words in the comic book world. That's dope.
No. So what I just said is more of a like a D&D role playing term for a race of elephant people.
Nice. We still got
I
our
don't know what they call them in comics.
That's nice. How the fuck do I do that?
Yo, listen to this. The tragedy of the Blue Lantern Corps is that they are all but extinct. The Reach, the alien species that made the Blue Beetle's scarab power suit, invaded Odium, homeworld for the Blue Lantern Corps. They slaughtered the Blue Lanterns, leaving only Saint Walker to carry on the legacy. However, even he lost his blue ring when Relic arrived and destroyed the Blue Lantern central power battery. However, Hal and Kyle recently found Saint Walker in self-imposed exile and convinced him to become a Blue Lantern once again. Where there is hope, there is life, and it is possible that Walker will revive the corpse. So they're extinct right now, and the first one, who is Saint Walker, has to bring him up again.
Dude, because hope can get lost so easy. It's ridiculous.
That's true. When John Cena was around, there was no hope for the WWE. But now look at him. All right, so, and then I already said the mantra for them, right?
Yep.
And now the last but not least, the most famous one, the one that Cap knows the best, the Green Lantern Corps.
Yep, which I've already said the creed for them. Notable member, like the planet Zoa, the Guardians created them. We've already went down the lineage of Sabanur, Sinestro, Kilowog, all the lanterns now, which it's weird because normally there's only like 1, maybe 2 lanterns per sector.
Yeah.
Like from a planet per sector, but Earth has the most. And they all patrol different shit. Even they help out Earth, but they're supposed to be patrolling other sectors and shit.
So why is it that Earth has the most? Is because we're the species that has the strongest willpower?
Nice answer, yes. The real answer is just it's just how the fuck the comic writers made it.
Humans made the comics, and you can't relate to a fucking Kilowog.
Yeah, because they just needed more characters to fill out the core, and it's a lot easier to come up with Guy Gardner than it is Kilowog and Snarlax and Diplo. Like you can't just come up with these random names and all these races where you can just be like, all right, he's a white dude in a leather jacket. Here's a Spanish chick. Baz is a Muslim dude who's got a cool mask similar to the where it looks kind of like the tattoo I have, but that's my own design. That's why everybody thinks I have a Green Lantern tattoo, but I don't. It's my own character.
That's him, right?
Yeah.
And you say he's a Muslim?
Yep. He's one of the few. Yeah, I would say few Muslim characters in comics. Because off the top of my head, I can only think of him, Kamala Khan, and then the X-Men have one Sand, who turns into sand.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So why?
Good.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say her thing is not only that, but in the comics, she wears the whole hijab, the whole thing, but it's her choice to do so. Like she actually likes to partake in that aspect of her religion. which is pretty cool to you write characters that have their own people and make their own choices on how they run their lives in the comics, which is good representation.
That's true. So, all right. So, why would you say that the Green Lanterns are the strongest?
Well, one, their willpower lets them construct anything they can think of. So their ring. The stronger their will, the stronger their constructs. And when you could think of when you could be in a situation and be like, shit, I really need this. Boom, I need it, create it, and have it be as strong as your own willpower, that's a great utility to come in clutch for almost every situation. Plus, if you have the will, anybody knows if you've been on a diet that was successful, if you tried to quit smoking or drinking, if you had to go through rehab because you had surgery on different body parts or something like that, you had to learn to do things again. The minute you catch your will at the highest peak, the easier everything becomes, the better you get through it, the faster you get through it, the more you can look back on it and be like, that wasn't as bad as I thought. And it's all because of willpower. Like, what's the... You can have hope all day, like you were saying, that hope needs to kind of be around the green. You can have hope all day long. If you don't have the will to get over your fear, you can't beat Sinestro. If you don't have the willpower to work through your rage, you can't beat the Red Lanterns.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I'm trying to read the Green Lantern shit, and it says that with unmatched willpower, Hal Jordan's DC's strongest green. He's the strongest Green Lantern, but his most powerful form saw him don the Emerald costume from another DC hero. What is that, Spectrum?
No, Spectre is when he died, I think.
Oh,
but he could have taken over for Kyle Reiner.
Okay, and now it says La Freeze, the Orange Lantern. It goes with far more power than any other power ring. La Fleur can easily dominate any and probably all Green Lanterns, who themselves certainly have the power to take down Superman. In fact, his ring is 100,000 times more powerful than a standard Green Lantern ring.
So you got to think of it this way, right? He's all greed. There's only one. So you got the lantern battery that's charging one fucking ring.
Yeah.
Versus somebody who's a Green Lantern, who's that core is charging how many rings?
True.
So it doesn't matter how strong you are. There is a limit because you are sharing the power source with other fucking people. Put it to this way here. If me and Toe buy a pizza pie and Show gets one on his own, who's gonna eat more food? Well, Show is, because he's got one to himself. I gotta share the shit.
So the Green Lantern can take down Superman.
Yeah, because yes, they can take down Superman, but I don't think they've been depicted as doing so. But again, it all depends on what constructs you use and what manner how hard you're actually gonna fight Superman.
Yeah, because unless Superman needs to be taken down because he's hurting people, why would you fight Superman?
Yeah,
he's like a hero.
I think Kyle Reiner is just strong enough that he can do it. Guy Gardner is just asshole enough that he'd be like, I don't give a shit that that's Superman. We gotta go fucking fight him. But
yeah,
Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, they might be too willing to try to reason with him in order to be truly effective against him.
okay. Shit, man. So we went through 10 different lanterns. And the only ones that actually work together is the green and the blue one. But a lot of them, they go together. And apparently everyone hates the green one.
Well,
Sapphire hates the green.
So, like I said, the Guardians on Oa, they don't always do things in a manner that you would think would be befitting how they present themselves.
Yeah.
So much like you said, they think that or the Green Lantern Corps is like the police force of the universe. Much like in real life, unfortunately, it doesn't matter how much you respect the actual individual officer. There is something that could be said of the entire force itself and how that's run, and maybe things that can be changed, don't have to change, blah, all that shit. Without getting into that.
Yeah, even though they're the construct, you still not agree. Like Sinestro, he's still trying to be a hero, but he doesn't agree with the Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So what is he doesn't agree with it? Like, he doesn't think there should be limits to what he can do?
I think his motivations over the years have changed, but it's pretty much a thing of it. Originally, it was a thing of we're trying to patrol this sector. We're trying to put out justice. What you're telling me to do is ineffective. Or and if it's not effectual when we're in the field. There's better ways to do things when we're actually out there, and they wouldn't listen to him. So he just said, fuck it. If you're not going to listen to me, I'll go do my own shit. Yeah. That's what it was originally. I don't know if his motivations have changed because of the New 52 or Flashpoint or all the other Crisis on Infinite Earths, all the other shit that's happened since his inception. But
has it? Now, they said that there's no one that can wield, or no one has ever wielded two rings at once, right? Except for the white one, but the white one didn't wield all those rings. He just had all those powers.
His one ring just took what they needed from everybody else.
But it seemed like Kyle Garner, besides him being a white lantern, he was the most different color lanterns?
Yeah. Because so Kyle Reiner is, for some reason, he's the one that has embraced the whole lantern belief the most. So when he was the Green Lantern, he was the best lantern.
Okay.
Overall. And because of that,
every other
good lantern color was like, yo, if we need somebody, well, he's there. We can use him as opposed to everybody else.
So would you say he's the best lantern?
For me, he's my favorite lantern. But I would think that if I'm being, if I'm just looking at it from subjective point of view, I think Jon Stewart is probably the best Green Lantern. Just because of his background and how he uses it, and he's a little bit like Jon Stewart is is what you get if Sam Wilson was Steve Rogers and not Captain America. If you know what I mean.
Okay. So Sam Wilson is the Falcon, Joe. Just so you know.
Yeah. So if you made the Falcon Steve Rogers and not Captain America, that's what you get. Jon Stewart as a Green Lantern.
Okay. But he wasn't a White Lantern.
No, because he's. So that's why I'm saying that. Like,
so you're saying he's the best Green Lantern because he's the best person, or he has the strongest will?
So Jon is the best mix of willpower, his military background, his strategy, the way he uses construct, how strong his constructs are. He's the overall best if you want to put the lanterns there. So let's put it this way. You know Cy Young?
Yeah.
How pitchers get the Cy Young award?
Yeah.
You have a list of every pitcher that has ever been great, and then you have Cy Young.
Okay.
So Jon Stewart is in that list of every lantern that's ever been great, but then you got Kyle Reiner.
And that's why Kyle Reiner was the White Lantern.
Yeah. It was just something about his imagination, his willpower, the way he was able to figure out different shit. He was there to stop most of, he was there, or he was the one when they were stopping most of the big events and shit, when Hal was parallax and all this other shit.
So who was the first Green Lantern for the humans? Was it Hal Jordan?
So, no. Technically, it was Alan Scott.
Okay.
But like I said, Alan Scott wasn't a Green Lantern. He was the Green Lantern. Like, I think he got his power when...
Sword died?
No. Like, Alan Scott, and you can look this up to correct me if I'm wrong, because sometimes I get him and the Flash mixed up. Because Alan Scott, if I'm not mistaken, got, like, hard water. I don't know what the fuck hard water is, but hard water fell on him or some shit like that. And then he became powerful. And then got the ring. It's weird because he's like a 1950s.
So, all right. Alan Scott was the first Green Lantern, though he was not part of the Corps.
There you go.
He used the Star Heart as a member of the Justice League of America. That's all they got. All right. Unlike others who bear his name, Green Lantern, Alan Scott's power does not come from the Guardians of the Universe or from the Star Heart, a magical entity once imprisoned by the Guardians. The Star Heart found its way to Earth, where in 1939, in the shape of a lantern, it saved Alan from a train wreck. The accident was actually sabotaged by Derek's, his rival. At the lantern's mental direction, Alan fashioned a ring from it that allowed him to tap the Star Heart's great power, perhaps influenced subconsciously by the Star Heart's history. Alan adopted the identity of Green Lantern. Alan Scott left for Rarity and became employed by Apex Broadcasting Company as a way to get any news about criminal activity.
He left something and became like a news reporter type shit.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a better picture of him.
Yeah.
As you can see, he wore red and shit. But now he's retroactively a part of the Lantern Corps. But everything changes. He was a whole bunch of shit back in them was like, a scientist or somebody in a lab, something happened, now they got power type shit. So they probably revamped his origin. He's also, if I'm not mistaken, he's also the first lantern to be LGBTQ. I think they went and retroactively put that as well.
Okay. All right, so to distinguish Alan Scott from Hal Jordan, his superhero code name was for a time changed to Sentinel. And he lost his magic ring, manifesting his powers through his glowing hands instead. In Justice Society of America number 50 in 2003, he regained his classic code name and ring, though he remained apart from Hal Jordan's Green Lantern Corps. So he wasn't in the corps at that time, but he got back the Green Lantern in the ring.
Yeah, like I said, they unofficially made him a member because he is, depending on where you look, he is listed as a member on some sites, wherever you get your information from. Some list them, some don't.
Yo, HBO is coming out with a Green Lantern series?
Yeah, they're trying to fix what they did with Ryan Reynolds.
When the fuck is this supposed to come out?
Probably sometime in either 2023 or 2024.
What's going on, Harold? It would have. What's going on, Harold? Yeah, I see you. Your name there. How you doing, Rup? But yeah, we got. Yo, Show, you got any questions about the Lantern Corps? Doing all right, Harold?
Nah, so far so good, man. I'm sorry I dropped out. My internet connection was off, but so far I'm understanding. I'm understanding what powers are needed by other powers. I'm understanding who's the weakest. I'm understanding who the real Green Lantern was at first, was the true Green Lantern. So far so good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so the Masters of the Universe found this power and used it to be the police of the universe, and that was the Green Lanterns, the Green Lantern Corps. And then other people get their power somewhere, and they manifest a ring to make their own corps.
Yeah.
Can you do like Thanos?
Huh?
Can you do like a Thanos and have a ring in each finger?
Well, they say that no one has ever wielded two rings at once, but having multiple rings does not add power to you. So, like the White Lantern had the power of all the rings, but that was specifically generated by the entity to fight the Black Lanterns, which is death. But other than that, no one has ever held two rings of different colors.
That might be the next storyline. Well, not recent, but might be something they think about.
I mean, imagine having greed, rage, and fear.
Yeah. Or imagine somebody going around stealing them. Like, I'm gonna steal all of them. I'm gonna put them together and turn it into one mega power.
Well, you would have to be, you would have to have the right to wear the Green Lantern ring, right? You can't steal the Green Lantern ring.
Yeah, no, the Green Lantern ring specifically has to choose you as a wielder. You can't manifest yourself. The ring has to choose you. But if you're crazy like this mother freaker, this Hal Jordan, when he became Parallax, he just took as many fucking rings as he could off of people.
And those are all green Lantern rings? Oh.
Those are the Green Lantern rings of all the ones he defeated.
Yeah.
True.
And he earned them because he was a Green Lantern himself, right?
So is that the only ring you gotta earn? The green one?
The Hope ring, I believe, also.
Yeah, hope you have to demonstrate that you have a certain level of hope for that one. But everything else, I believe, has just been
given.
Either given or like somebody had just willed it into existence.
Yeah, like the orange ring is greed, but there's only one person to hold the ring at a time. And that power can it can create its own army of the people that was dead. But it also could take the power of the other rings. It could like take their power and use it as itself because of, greed and shit. So that one's a pretty strong ring in itself. Like it's almost like these rings are strong enough within themselves that you don't need another ring.
Yeah.
They all each have their specialty.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, like I said before, that they're all facets of the emotional experience of any living being. You can only deal with one emotion at a time.
That's true.
When was the last time you simultaneously had an emotion, like had two different emotions?
Happy and sad. Yay.
The only thing I can think of is maybe willpower being the one that works the most with all. Because if you're greedy as fuck and you got the willpower to do something about it, who's gonna stop you? What?
Yeah.
That's why I say willpower is, I think, to me, this is the strongest one. Because it can literally, you need, whether you're Green Lantern or not, you need the will to actually live up to your convictions in order to succeed at anything. You can't just come by it on accident.
Yeah. And even Will Smith don't have the will to be Will.
Nah, he's part of the Jada Corps.
Keep my wife's name.
And that one, the color for that one is peach.
Yeah. That one is in brightest day in California South. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
You fool! You fool!
Everything with Rock that has happened, I'm gonna get that motherfucker slapping. That's the
Man had the rhymes.
Yeah. But then, for the simple people, fuck, I forgot it already. Don't worry about it. All about town. How my life got turned upside down. I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there and tell you how I became a bitch to Jada at the Oscars.
You big fool!
But yeah, man. I always like Show says the comics. Yes, you could read them and you get you can escape and have your own imagination and all that other shit. But for me, at least, nothing grabs my attention. The fuck was that? Yo, was I speaking to a church just now?
Nah, what happened?
You.
Yeah, I'm listening.
You hear that shit, right?
Yeah.
It's like a demon's coming through this shit.
Let me mute myself. Maybe it's me.
All right, maybe. But that was crazy. But yeah, so like you can lose yourself in the reading and the imagination, all that other shit, but nothing grabs my attention more and my emotional strings more than seeing a visual. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to see like the HBO Max Lantern shits, but to have all these things and to see it, it's like I can connect with them more. You know what I'm saying? Because to read it like if to me it's like having the captions on while you're watching a movie. I'm just gonna be sitting here reading words. I don't see the emotion. I don't see what's happening in the background. I'm just reading the fucking words. That's why I don't like the fucking The like show likes to say the Japanese fucking cartoons because they don't speak English.
I'm a little bit of the opposite, and I'd like to read the comic because then I can put the emotional emphasis on certain scenes. So as you can read it as how the character done it, but then you can also put yourself in that situation and how you would go through that scene, as opposed to like a TV show in which you're being told. You have more input when you read.
Your imagination is better when you read, I'm guessing. Your imagination is better when you read. You could go off into the story.
Yeah, because the one thing also is when you're reading, you can literally fix, like, so if you imagine something happening one way and then you come up with a better idea, go back, read it again, fix it. But if you're in a movie, like, so how many times have we seen a comic book movie and then I'm like, yo, in the comics, this is what happened, and you're like, yo, that was better than what they did.
Yeah, but I mean, that's because it was going on, Lizzie. That's Kenny's mom. It was going on. This one's a safe one. This one's a safe one. We're talking about comic book heroes.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure she's been watching since the beginning. Yeah, but no, but it's true though. But the thing is, it's like that's just bad decision making for the movies. It's like I don't see how it's physically impossible to do what's in the comic in the movies when it comes to shit like that.
Well, it's partly that the movies want to tell their own story, and it's also part that they don't own the rights to all their characters, so they can't do it the exact same way they did it. Plus, so what do you call it? You know the show that we watched, the Legends of Vox Machina.
Yeah,
I watched the entire run up to where they behind the scenes, the making, the writing on all that shit, and even they say, so all that's based on shit that they did live at the table. And they move shit around and change shit up because they were saying as they were reading it, they thought of ways to improve or to fix or to better get across what they were trying to do in the story they're trying to tell.
Yeah.
So like Civil War for the movie worked because that's the story that we're trying to tell with the characters they had and all the shit leading up to that point. But the Civil War in the comics may technically be better because they have the entirety of their fucking roster to use. They have the entirety of their entire, 70 fucking plus years of storylines to pick off. Where in the comics, you can't turn around and be like, oh, well, Tigra's now Team Cap. Oh, she's the spy for Team Iron Man. In the comics, you can. And that's like, oh, shit, that's fucking cool. Black Panther called her out. He knew from the beginning. You put that in the movie, and half the audience is going to be like, who the fuck is this tiger lady? Where the fuck did she come from?
But that's when you make TV shows and cartoons and all that other shit.
Yeah,
bring them all together.
In order to make that make sense, it's impossible. You would have had to make 15 other movies or shows leading into this. Where in the comic, we know Tigra exists. We haven't seen her in a comic in fucking 15, 20 years. But they put her in, and we're like, cool, we already know her deal.
Well,
we didn't need 15 comics to lead up to it.
It's not that impossible because you did have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., 3 seasons of Daredevil. You had like 7 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., at least 2 seasons of Jessica Jones, 2 seasons of Luke Cage, 2 seasons of Iron Fist, 2 seasons of The Punisher. Yeah. Then you had the Defenders. Like you had all those other shows.
But all that had nothing to do with the.
But I'm saying, like, if you would have took the time out and made those other shows have something to do with the MCU, introduce characters, then they could have came in and out. Like, you know, they don't need to be main characters in the movie, but they could have been essential characters.
All right, so get on this topic. Let me ask you a question. It was nice to see Daredevil in No Way Home. You were there next to me. I freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
What purpose would he have served in Civil War or Endgame or Infinity War? What purpose would he have served?
The lawyer.
The lawyer for what? Then not one of those movies needed a lawyer.
Fucking Civil War. The fucking the Accords. He could have fucking sat there and be like, "Hold wait, first off, these people don't want this shit," and he could have negotiated that shit. He could have negotiated Bucky Barnes' release. He could have been somebody that's in the back fighting some of the fucking Chitauri when in Endgame, or in Endgame. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was an infinite amount of people in that movie that were fighting the Chitauri that we didn't know. He could have been like Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck was in it, fighting.
Yes, you saw Howard the Duck for 2 seconds in one scene. You really think, as a Daredevil fan, or as a fan who saw the Netflix shows, if you saw Daredevil come through a portal, and then the rest of that scene played out the way it did, wouldn't you forever turn around and be like, yo, what the fuck did he do? They're not gonna show him?
No,
that was a waste of time.
No, because more people wanted to know why Drax didn't fucking do anything to Thanos and Howard the Duck.
But that's the thing. Drax was in the shit and didn't do anything. And he actually had lines. So ultimately there's no purpose being served to put every fucking thing. Like Daredevil, yeah, cool. He was there at the lawyer. He might have been able to help out at the end too. But that wasn't the purpose of the movie.
Well, the thing is, I'm not saying to put these people in to help out. You said Tigra did some shit in Civil War. So she could have had a TV show and she could have did some shit in Civil War. I'm not saying, everybody that had shows, put them in there. Like, what the fuck is Luke Cage gonna do in Sokovia? He's a Harlem guy. If they were fucking fighting, if they were picking up Harlem to drop in the city, then I expect Luke Cage there. But I'm saying, you specifically said Tigra. Have a fucking TV show with Tigra to explain her and then put her in the show so she'd be a double pseudo agent.
All right. Yes. Got that. But now in the grander scheme of things, you just made let's say 1 to 2 season episode, 1 to 2 season show to do essentially what Black Widow did.
Yep.
But then we don't need her. Black Widow served the purpose.
No, because they have a 7-season show of The Flash, and they have successfully killed the fucking Flash off in every single movie they put him in.
What? The Flash hasn't died?
No, in our hearts. Whoever that fucking was running around in the Justice League, that's not the Flash. Whoever the fuck that was in Flashpoint, that's not the fucking Flash. You have a TV show of the Flash already. If you can put him in the Justice League, there he goes. There he goes. How different is it that a Superman from the TV show and a Superman in the movie gotta be? They stand for the same shit. If you need to make the Flash more edgy, because you don't need to make the Flash more edgy. From what I understand from you, the Flash is the heart of the team. So the Flash that they have in the TV show could coincide with the Batman, because now it's like, it's opposing forces. Not everyone needs to be the same. That's the best thing about the comics that people don't realize. Not every character needs to be the same fucking person. And when you have a mixture of people, like fucking in, like, say, Ocean's 11, almost everybody there had a different job and everybody there had a different attitude. The only two people there that was relatively the same was Clooney and Brad Pitt. They were both different. Yeah, and even they were different. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes the economy of it fucking great. People love these shows because me and Show are completely different. You are completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone here is their own person. We're not the same. Imagine 5 people the same fucking, I hate John Cena. I don't want your life. And then you fool! Like, no one would watch this. But when everybody, like the Justice League, everyone needs to be super, like everyone needs to be badass. Like Aquaman just can't be some fucking dude from the sea that like fuck y'all. Batman just can't be some I'm here to save the world. Fuck, I don't need this shit. Like this is like all that extra shit we don't need. Like Wonder Woman now is all of a sudden I was in love once, so now I'm Oprah. You know, Superman is like, yo, who fucking looked at Lois Lane? Now I'm dead. Fucking the Joker's in the fucking in the Batman versus Superman movie. Like he caused it, but they deleted his scene. They just made him bald and white. Called him Lex Luthor. That was the best Joker I ever seen. That bullshit. Pro, you're the same 5 people because you have the charisma of 5 different people. That's what it is. Tell him, show. In mute.
That's right.
In mute, he can tell you. That's how much charisma you got.
Told you both ways.
You fool! No, but yeah, so the Flash in the CW is terrible. You know something, bro? I don't think you have eyes. The only person that was terrible was Iris. And that was because of that fucking season where she was the hero. The hero bullshit.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Pro. I agree with you. I've seen the original 1990s Flash with Michael Shipp as the fucking Flash like 5 times. That one season they did. I think altogether I've watched enough episodes of the Flash to maybe make 1 season out of it. I can't watch that show at all. The only one that's worse is the Green Batman.
Yo, I've never seen a TV show change its title so many times. It was the Arrow. No, it was the Hood, then the Arrow, then the Green Arrow, now the Falcon Arrow, and then the Sharp Arrow, and the Mayor Arrow, and then the Arrow Less, and Arrow More, and sometimes this, sometimes that. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah. But listen, I like the Flash, and even though every season they got a new Wells, it is kind of stupid. But to me, just him, the Flash himself, that character, I like. All the other shit and all that is it's like whatever. But the reason why I like it is because every time Cap does catch an episode, he goes, "Oh, that's Freeze." So that like he's naming the bad guys. And it's like, okay, so they're actually using shit from the comics in here. Like they have Vibe. He noticed who Vibe was instantly. He's like, oh, that's Vibe. Yes, it's not like the other TV shows where they magically have a fucking a Cineblock man who in the comics would have been named Fred, but in here he's fucking astrophysicist. Like that's his name or some shit. Like he's a fucking midget that's 6 foot tall, that's Korean from South Africa, and he controls cement, but only makes cinder blocks out of flowers. Like, wait a minute. Like that's the shit I hate. When he told me through his reaction that okay, they're using some kind of comic book here, I was like, all right, now I know this is some kind of legitimate.
What was the other show that did what you were talking about?
I feel like Shield did that shit.
Yo, but they used the Absorbing Man.
Oh yeah, fucking Arrow.
Yo, Arrow turned a dude who's like a sarcastic, funny Mr. I'm gonna save the little guy because all you strong motherfuckers are looking too high up. Into I'm Batman. I'm vengeance.
No, yeah, that's actually what it was.
Let me kill every single person I meet for 2 seasons, and then be completely adamant that I don't kill anybody ever again.
Yeah. Edge was in the Flash. Well, that's why he got his speed so he can jump fucking AJ Styles in the locker room, bro. Remember, he was in the Brood. I don't know if you forget.
Yo,
that's where he got his powers from.
You know who else was in the Flash? Stardust.
Oh, I already said that Cody Rhodes has the same powers as Edge because his brother was 7 in WCW and he had powers, so they got the same shit. Cody Rhodes starts painting his face white, it's over. He's gonna be 8. Tell him, show.
That's right.
He's always so insightful when he comes into this. Yo, what was that? So Cap gave me a subplot,
Oh, yes. Subcategory.
There you go for tonight, just in case we weren't past the shit. So we have.
Sure.
Let me email this to myself. I'm gonna show the picture.
This is what you can actually participate in this show. Because this is a list of 12 characters, and you have to pick 2 to protect you, while the other 10 try to kill you.
Perfect.
Yeah, this was a fun thing, but here's the only caveat I ask of you, show. You can't just go, I want that one and that one, and call it a day. You gotta have some sort of a reason as to why you picked those people you picked.
Dope. All right, give me the names. I'll give you my picks. You showing me? Okay.
Yeah, this is the picture
So,
right here.
Read them out so he don't crash. Well,
yeah. All right. So you have Thor, Wonder Woman, and it was on the 4th day that that light shined bright into the force of the sun, and Jesus has arisen. Easter Sunday would be a day that he sees his shadow, and if he does, we have 6 more months of winter. Like I'm in church right now. Show what's going on.
Yo, I'm getting crazy.
Oh man! All right, so you have Thor, Wonder Woman, Ghost Rider,
Flash,
Puto Flash, Superman, Spider-Man, the Hulk, Iron Man, Deadpool, Batman, Doctor Strange, and Wolverine.
So you could pick them either their comic book form or their movie form.
Well, I suck at comic form, so we're gonna go with movie form. And I definitely, with my first choice, I'm gonna pick Thor because he is a god. He does have power, and he has a hammer. And
everything's a nail to a hammer.
Word. Second, last but not least, I'll take Doctor Strange. Make me disappear somewhere. Please. Open up a portal and send me somewhere because they chasing me, bro. Thor will protect me with the power, and Doctor Strange will try to keep me in whichever world they can't find me.
Okay.
So
Pro going Batman and Deadpool. I'd like to hear an explanation on why those 2 from him.
Word.
Why would you go Batman? He ain't got no damn powers. They trying to kill you, bro.
Who you got, Toe?
Well, Spider-Man and the Hulk.
Spider-Man and the Hulk. Okay.
Yeah, because if you make a radioactive gamma spider, and then like the Hulk, first off, no one could beat the Hulk. Like Ghost Rider would sit there and go, "Yo, Bruce, we can't do nothing with him. He's gonna leave. He already did that in the comic." The Flash isn't fast enough to fucking. That Flash isn't fast enough to handle the Hulk, and Spider-Man is smart enough to kill Superman. So he would have gamma radiated kryptonite in his webs and kill Superman like that. Wonder Woman. Now listen.
You mean kryptonite webs?
Gamma radiated kryptonite in his webs.
I don't know if the gamma would do anything, but
the kryptonite has rage in it, and it would make the kryptonite stronger. That's why it kill him like that. Now we all know it's a well-known fact. Wonder Woman would be sexually aroused and attracted to the Hulk. she wouldn't be able to take her hands off him, and she would turn and protect also. So Spider-Man would kill Doctor Strange because he was the Sorcerer Supreme one, Spider-Man. He already killed Batman in a What If. Deadpool loves Spider-Man, so he's gonna turn too. So now we got 4 people on our side. Thor don't want no parts of Spider-Man's intelligence because Spider-Man wouldn't wield Moliere, but he'll figure out a way to turn the Moliere into a spider. And we all know Thor's afraid of spiders. So we already done got it. Wolverine just wants to be left alone. And if anybody's gonna rip Wolverine in half, it's gonna be Hulk. So those are the facts of the case.
Live the live.
Word. And Iron Man is smart enough to know don't fuck with the Hulk. Everything's a nail to a hammer. Don't fuck with the Hulk.
Okay.
So there you go. All right. So Pro says Batman does his research on his enemies and will have. Joe, mute yourself. Jesus don't need to be part of it. All right. Batman does his research on his enemies and will have an elaborate way of.
Yeah, hear me. Bad.
Maybe either like mute yourself or lower your phone because there's like an echo coming through the
okay, man.
Shit,
I'm like, who the fuck is Jesus ain't here? What are y'all listening to?
You don't hear the fucking echo? I feel like I'm in church.
Nah, bro, I don't hear it. You gotta let me know.
I was like, man.
That's what I've been wondering. I'm like, what are they talking about? Who's here?
You got a ghost in your car, so let him drive. Batman does his research on his enemies and will have an elaborate way to stop these guys. Deadpool is a badass and can break the 4th wall to get me out of a sticky situation. Yeah, but the Hulk can break that 4th wall also. He's strong enough. I'm here all week, ladies and gentlemen. Cap, who you got?
So I've already answered this amongst my friend group, but I got Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider.
Okay.
So I got Doctor Strange to take out Wolverine, Deadpool, Superman, because and the Flash, because Superman is weak to magic. Wolverine, Deadpool, the Flash, all their shit, Doctor Strange can deal with. He could take the adamantium out of Wolverine, turn his bone claws into osteoporosis, put him in a different dimension, take Superman, put him in a phantom zone. He ain't getting out. The Flash might be fast, but Doctor Strange has any type of sorcery to get around that. Deadpool and the Hulk. Yeah, I forgot about the Hulk. Deadpool and the Hulk are the problems, but I think Strange is strong enough to. So you know how the Ancient One knocked Bruce Banner out of the Hulk?
Yeah.
And the Hulk was just sitting there dormant. Strange could do that same shit and just won't ever put him back. And you just got an astral projection of Bruce Banner running around while the Hulk is asleep. With Deadpool, he'll actually give Deadpool what he wants. Take away his healing ability and let the fucking cancer that he has kill him. So he can finally be with death. As for the Ghost Rider has had the power to kill gods. Well, Thor and Wonder Woman are essentially gods, so he can handle them. Batman and Tony Stark are fucking horrible people, and the penance stare will take them out almost instantly. And that leaves little old Spider-Man, who he might be smart, and he might have outwitted Doctor Strange in that Mirrorverse, but he can't take on Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider. Because you can't be smart enough or strong enough to take on both of them at the same time. Plus, like I said before, Johnny Blaze, the spirit of vengeance that's within him, has been known to relinquish. Johnny Blaze has been known to relinquish control and to give the spirit over to somebody else temporarily. So if Ghost Rider goes down while protecting me, all I got to do is make the deal with the spirit of vengeance. And then I become the Ghost Rider. And then when the Ghost Rider is unleashed, I let him do whatever the fuck he needs to do in order to get me out of there. So it's a bonus effect of, almost 2 for 1. If he goes down, we still got him.
Okay.
Anybody would use fucking Iron Man? For some reason, I feel like Iron Man gets discredited a lot. Well, he doesn't get the credit he wants. He needs.
Iron Man's probably the most useless of the ones up there.
Well, because in the comics, according to Lay, in the comics, Iron Man's a dick.
Yo, dude, Iron Man is horrendous. The only reason he's not horrendous in the MCU in the movies is just because Robert Downey has that type of charisma to where you just like him no matter what he does.
Shit. But yeah. Joe, you got any other questions about anything?
Nah. So far, you guys been pretty clear, man. I learned a lot today.
You do know that a question can come out of just plain curiosity and not the fact that you didn't understand what we said.
No. I know. I trust me.
Because I feel like all your answers are no. I understood the topic.
No, you guys spoke English. That was good. I like that. You used
Yeah,
words.
I like it. Appreciate you.
Yeah, the cinematographer, who did the wardrobe and I like you use words and you let those words become more words and they turn into sentences. That was good. I like that part. You add colors in there. That's always good. That, people like color. All right, so
I'll probably have a question, but go ahead. As I'm driving, I'll think.
Shit. Cap, besides green, what's your favorite lantern color?
It's a good question. I've never really thought of anything other than the Green Lantern. I would probably say white because I like Kyle Reiner as a character, and he is the White Lantern.
So is he your favorite Green Lantern? He's your favorite Lantern?
Yeah.
Kyle Reiner?
Yeah, I've always liked him because he was a comic book artist. I'm into comics. He's the most imaginative of all the lanterns. I'm trying to bring up what he looks like because he's got one of probably the best fucking masks.
Which Green Lantern is in the movie?
Hal Jordan.
Which that wasn't right for Ryan Reynolds, right?
Not necessarily.
He got a Green Hornet mask.
Yeah, something like that.
If you cover your face with it, it will focus on the picture.
Cover my face?
There you go.
That better?
Perfect. Yeah.
All right, so Hal Jordan is the other white dude, and Jon Stewart is the other guy.
Okay.
Then you got
go ahead.
Just bringing up the dumbest fucking lantern. Yep. Whatever.
Who's that guy?
Ryan Reynolds.
That's Guy Gardner. That should have been Ryan Reynolds.
It's funny how he's a dick, but he's a Green Lantern.
I mean, just because you're an asshole doesn't mean you're not worthy.
That's true. So what was, besides him being a dick, what was his like what was his specialty?
Just being another lantern.
Oh, so there was nothing special about him that made him a lantern?
No, they just made another lantern
and turned him into a dick.
Yeah. He's the asshole in the leather jacket.
You getting pulled over?
No, I'm arriving.
Oh, you just got home?
He's just gonna chew his answer.
Yeah.
What happened?
I said you just got home?
Yeah. I said yeah, and I put myself on mute because the camera's making noises.
Oh, I got to text you after the show and shit. But I mean, that's pretty much all we got for tonight.
Yeah, for once we covered an entire topic without going off subject.
Word. All thanks to Show. Show kept us on topic, you know. He kept us with the cinematography on point. Show, what's your favorite lantern, Show?
I only know one, green. I just learned about the other ones. I wish I could get a representation of each lantern in a movie. Like, I wish they had actual lantern. Like, this seems interesting, and it seems like it would take hours to explain. So why not make a movie about just the lanterns and the rings? Like Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings. Why not make the lantern ring or something like that?
Yeah.
Explaining every ring.
Al Jordan and the 10 Rings.
There you go.
Well, they didn't explain each individual ring in Shang-Chi, but I understand what you're getting at.
You understood what I meant.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully they do that for people like me and Toe, because I'm pretty sure we would enjoy something like that.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing. Speaking of that, where it would have been too complicated to sit there and go, "Hey, we got 10 rings. Here's what each one of them do, and why you would need to wear all 10, and why you would need to do all blah 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 blah." That'd have been a 6-hour movie just to get to the fucking 2-hour kung fu part.
Well, you know, maybe it's just me. Maybe my head works differently. But when I'm reading the little synopsis of how each person got their ring, I can see that like in a movie, like real quick. Like let's say the movie starts with who's the Black Lantern? Dead Strike?
Black Hand?
Black Hand. Like him feeling the power of death and walking around trying to get it and ultimately kills himself. And then you can feel the Green Lanterns like, yo, something's going on. And then they hear that the Black Lanterns is coming up and he's going throughout things. And you'll see, like, in one planet, fucking Saint Walker on top of the mountain trying to save his planet and inspiring other people. And a Blue Lantern ring goes on him. And that's how he gets the hope shit. You'll see the Orthorax or whatever the fuck his name is being full engulfed in rage and him getting his, you know, lantern ring. You already see the orange fucking lantern greedy as shit. Like, this is mine and that's mine and that's mine and that's mine and that's mine and mine and mine and mine and not yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, just those little things to show all the different colors and pretty much what they are real quick, and then we'll get into the whole war.
So I'm glad that you could see that. Show, let me ask you a legit question. If you went to see the Green Lantern War, right? Or the Lantern Wars, you just walk in, you sit down. The movie starts. You see some blue guy or some guy dressed in blue climb up a mountain, beg for his planet to be saved. Then a blue ring flies onto him, and they all turn around and go, he's a Blue Lantern. Do you know what that means? Seeing that scene?
You're muted.
I'm guessing since he showed I can't figure out the exact word, but he showed something by axing.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is, do you inherently know that that's hope? You'd have to go.
Not exactly.
You'd have to go more. Now, I'm not saying that you're wrong. So all I'm saying is you'd have to go a little more in depth with each one, and then that takes away from the actual story that you're trying to tell. Because going in, nobody's gonna know unless you know what the Blue Lanterns are. Nobody's gonna inherently know that him walking up the mountain and doing all that was him trying to gather hope to save his planet. It doesn't come across.
They would need an explanation, though.
Yeah, like Black Hand. Like the way you described it, if you already know, that's how you would do it. But when you making a movie for show who has no clue what the fuck's going on, doesn't quite cut it. When you just fast track and go, well, that one's blue, that's red, that's green, that's this, catch up. That's why Infinity War and Endgame don't work if you show it to somebody who's never seen the other movies. That's the only problem with Endgame and Infinity War. Is if you don't have the knowledge of 23 other fucking movies, those movies mean nothing to you. Avengers Assemble is not going to mean nothing. Cap picking up a hammer doesn't mean shit.
So what you're saying is that they need to stop fucking around and start making shows and movies for these fucking rings.
Word.
Or they could just do a better job of getting people to read the fucking comics before they go in, so everybody has a baseline knowledge.
True.
Oh, stop trying to get me to read, bro. Man, put it in pictures.
Time out. Sure. What do you do all day?
Deliver?
Yes. So I'm assuming because you don't like to read and you said you can't read, that you just show up to a building and hand a square object to a random person and then leave and hope they figure it out later.
Hey,
he does it to me.
Hope we get his shit.
Do you not have to read the person's name and the address?
Just the address, and good thing the address is in numbers.
So he's matching shapes.
So you just delivered something to 122222222.
Yeah, the Watuchi tribe.
No lane, no word, no Bronx, no New York, none of that. It's just all numbers.
I'm lucky to know that I'm on Fort Washington, and now I'm looking for the number 275. That's it. People be asking me, who's the box for? I don't know. I ain't be looking at that. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, I love when they ask that. Who's the box for? It's for you. Who's it from? The sender. I don't fucking know. I have it. I give it to you. That's the way it works. That's the arrangement we have.
I don't order shit.
You need box. I give you box. Sign.
Word. Word. That's like going to McDonald's ordering saying, what's in the box?
Yo, so you just sounded like the cheapest hooker in a foreign land. I have box. I give you box.
You want some box? I thought that's what they call it now. Oh shit.
Yo, for any kids that are watching, or for anybody that's gonna show this to their kids, reading is fundamental. Reading is important.
Reading is fun for the mental.
Don't be like Shaw.
I do agree. I agree. I agree. Reading is fundamental.
Don't be like Shaw, who thinks he works for UPS instead of UPS.
Somebody does. Shit. But yo, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads signing out. Show don't go nowhere just yet. I gotta tell you something. Cap, come in here real quick. I want to show you something. All right, yo, guys.